Hi, everyone. My name is Rick Dwyer. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Liquid Mining, a Bitcoin mining operator in Pontiac, Michigan. So in the past several videos, we've talked about Bitcoin itself. What is Bitcoin? Why does it have value? What is money? So in today's video, I want to go over the topic of why get involved with liquid mining and mine Bitcoin instead of just buying it. Well, when it comes to Bitcoin, there are two main ways that you can acquire it, as we've already discussed. One is you can just go out and buy it, and the second is mining it. So let me first explain what mining is. So in mining Bitcoin, you have a number of what are called application-specific integrated circuits, otherwise known as ASICs. And these ASICs do one thing only and do it very well. There's no keyboard inputs, no mouse inputs, there's no video outputs. They're just little mining machines, and they only do one thing, and they're solving, or not even solving, they're creating what are called hashes. And these hashes are being generated at an amazing rate. The machines we use today are doing in excess of 110 trillion hashes per second. That's a lot of hashing. And some of the newer equipment that we're getting does upwards of 250 trillion hashes a second. So that keeps growing. But at the end of the day, when a Bitcoin is found on the network issues what's called a nonce. It's a number once. That's what it stands for. And that nonce is effectively a puzzle. And so all the miners in the world are trying to solve for that nonce. And they're looking for a number that's equal to or less than that value. And in order to make it stay within approximately 10 minutes, because that's the average time it takes to solve a problem or to get a solution for that nonce, they increase difficulty, which means the amount of characters that you have to go out increases. And currently it's up around 40 trillion characters. So it's a really long number to try and solve a puzzle for. So a lot of people think that you're solving mathematical equations that are complex. It's not the case. It's strictly a number that's being randomly generated by the network, and then all the miners in the world are trying to solve that. Sometimes it gets solved very fast. Other times it takes a long time to solve. But the average time that the network's trying to maintain is 10 minutes to the solution. And they adjust difficulty up and down to keep that average time at 10 minutes. So once again, let's just summarize what mining is. It's finding a value that equals or is lower than a number generated by the network. And if you find that solution, then you earn the block reward, which is currently 6.25 Bitcoins plus any fees that are associated with those block rewards that were just added to the blockchain. So what is buying? Well, it's pretty simple. Like any asset, you can buy Bitcoin, and then, as with all assets, it can go up in value, down in value, or it can just stay the same. Not different than if you bought a stock or gold or anything else for that matter. So at LMI, at Liquid Mining Inc., we believe that mining is a much better choice for investor than just buying it. And I'm going to explain why. And it has to do with our structure and how we're currently set up specifically for our seed round investors. So the way we're set up is all of the money that's raised goes into either a note or preferred stock, depending upon the investment choice that is being made. Either the note or the preferred stock, money that's invested in there will earn 10% as a floor rate. And as our hashing capacity goes up, we will then increase the amount of interest that's earned by the investor. And there's no limit. In fact, we just recently reincorporated in Nevada, so we didn't have to worry about usury laws, which we would have had to deal with when we were initially incorporated in the state of Florida. So we've already made that change. The second thing that I want to talk about is the money that's raised is secured by the equipment purchased with those proceeds. So all the equipment that is purchased through the investment proceeds can't be encumbered, can't be sold unless it's being replaced with a comparable or better equipment. And this is for the protection of the investors. We also did it as notes so that the investors could earn interest on their money without having to wait for some liquidity event like a public offering or a merger to happen before they would get any return on their money, which happens very often in private transactions. So we wanted our investors to be able to benefit immediately through their investment with liquid mining. So interest is paid monthly on the notes and quarterly on the preferred stock. The money is held for 3 years, and at the end of 3 years, you can convert to common stock. And if you convert, then you would get a 20% discount to a priced offering. So if the offering was priced, let's say at $10, you would be able to convert your notes at $8. So those are some of the main benefits of why we believe mining is going to far out benefit, buy and hold. But let's just take it another step further. Let's say that Bitcoin doesn't go up in value at all from where it is today. Well, the projected performance of liquid mining, if nothing were to increase in the price of Bitcoin, and let's say it averaged where it is right now around 24,000, that the return the first year would be 10%, around 15% the second year, and around 27% the third year. If Bitcoin were to go down, let's just say to $16,000 and stay there for the next 3 years, then the returns would be 10% a year for the next 3 years. And let's look at if Bitcoin goes up, then I can't tell you how much money will be made because it really depends upon how much it goes up and what it averages over the next 3 years. But let's compare that to if you just bought and held Bitcoin. Well, if the price goes up, you made some money. If the price goes down, you're losing some money. And if the price just remains the same, you've made no money, you haven't lost money, you have the exact same value you started with. So on the one hand, if you buy it and hold, you're trying to make sure that the value goes up, because if it doesn't, you either lost money or you have the same value you started with at the end of 3 years. With liquid mining, you're making interest on your money, whether it goes up or down. And then in addition, as our hashing capacity increases, you have the opportunity for increasing income, plus you get your money back at the end of 3 years. So I hope that explains why we believe that mining through liquid mining is a much better choice for the vast majority of investors than just buying Bitcoin directly. With that, I'm going to end this video, and I look forward to talking to you on our next video.